Hello, everyone. Today I want to talk about 4 essential components to expanding your pleasure throughout your entire body. So this is really about expanding and prolonging it rather than it being this localized experience to your genitals. We're going to discuss 4 key elements that can really make this a much more full body, multi-dimensional experience. So the first one is breath. Breath is often so taken for granted, it's considered cliche, and I cannot express enough how essential the breath is to being able to move and stay present with and expand your pleasure. Our natural response as we start moving into greater states of pleasure is to have shallow, rapid breathing and to tense our bodies. These are 2 things that happen for almost all of us. And so when we can bring conscious awareness to the breath and slow it down, breathe all the way into our pelvic floor throughout our entire being and relax our body, this is going to open up our entire being, the channels in our body that move our sexual energy. It's going to allow them to move more pleasure. When we're tensing, when we're breathing shallowly, we're constricting our body's capacity to channel huge amounts of pleasure. So we want to really relax and expand into this place of pleasure through the breath. And one way that I really love to engage the breath is just envisioning like I'm making love to it. Really just drinking it in. Just bringing that nourishment to every piece of your body, and then exhaling, offering yourself fully to the breath, letting all your tension go, relaxing every muscle in your body, and just letting this be really luscious. So just do a couple of these right now before we move on to the next point. I want you to really feel this in this moment. How present can you get with the breath? Inhaling all the way into your pelvic floor, allowing your belly to inflate, letting it move all the way through your diaphragm, the back of your ribs, oxygenating every cell of your body. And then exhale, softening, relaxing, letting go completely. Go ahead and let's do 2 more of those. One more. Give this one all you've got. So we really want to be slowing down the breath, cultivating this juicy, intimate relationship with it. This is the force that permeates all of life. This is our life force. So we want to really drink it in and just let the breath be a central experience in itself. For guys, this is going to help you last a lot longer because when you're constricted and you're not breathing, it actually squeezes that orgasm out. It creates tension that triggers that pressure, which creates orgasm. And for women, this is just going to help you have much more expansive, full body orgasms and to really prolong your pleasure. Breathing in this way is also going to calm your nervous system, so it's great for just overcoming any anxiety, any tension in your body, just helping you feel more relaxed and present and at ease. So breath and presence are really the 2 most important things for expansive lovemaking and self-pleasure. But we're going to get into the 3 other points I wanted to talk about now. So the next one is visualization. This one might be a little unusual to some of you. And essentially this involves using your mind's eye to visualize energy moving through your body, right? So we don't want to just keep it localized to the genitals. We want to use the breath and our visualization to move it through the entire being. And so you can picture it as light, you can picture it as warm golden honey, you can picture it as whatever you want. I've heard people, envision it in all kinds of crazy ways. Whatever's going to help you to channel this energy through your body. But if you think about it, our ability to see, some people say seeing is believing. This is a really important way of being able to use the power of our imagination to make something real in our mind's eye and within ourselves. If we can't imagine something, if we can't see it first, how can we will it into being, right? So we want to see it and breathe into it and kind of use the breath as the fuel and the visualization as what's directing it through the body. Visualization really creates a physiological response. And a couple examples of this are, you could envision your favorite food right now, and you might notice your mouth start to water. Or you could envision a fantasy and it turns you on, you feel it in your body, right? So we can see how the way we work with our mind's eye really feeds into the way that we feel in our body. But we don't want to use visualization as something that takes us out of the body and into our heads, because we have sex with our bodies. So we don't want to use fantasy in a way that's pulling us out of our body, but rather using visualization within the body to really tune into the sensations that are present here right now, rather than in some reality off in our head. So the third way to expand and prolong your pleasure is through sound. This is so important, and unfortunately our culture has really hushed and shamed our sound sexually. Like, don't wake up the neighbors or the kids or my parents, whatever it is, we can often stuff that down. But sound is one of the biggest ways that we move any sort of sensation, not just sexual pleasure. So when we feel pain, we often move and kind of get through that pain by making sound. When we make sound during our pleasure, we can move and expand it and channel it through our whole being. And these sounds don't have to be pretty. They can be whatever's authentic, whatever wants to come through for you. Even just sounding on your exhale, like you heard me doing before, just the that can be so helpful for just moving energy. Our throat and our sex center are very deeply connected. The throat and sacral chakras are sister chakras, and when our jaw is tense, our pelvic floor can be tense, which can restrict pleasure, and vice versa. So when we sound, we relax the jaw, we relax the pelvic floor, we open this channel for sexual energy to move. So you can just sound whatever it is that you're feeling, whatever you're experiencing. That's going to open up your experience to just be a much more felt, present experience. And it gives your lover feedback too. You know, it's a turn on for them. It gives them insight into if you like what they're doing, if you don't like it. So yeah, it's a really beautiful way to just communicate through sound and bring another dimension of pleasure into the experience. And then we have movement. So we don't want to be these like stiff, rigid corpses while we're trying to move pleasure. We want to move with the pleasure. Let it be a dance. Let your body twist and turn and bend and open and feel all the sensation in your body, especially in your hips. We don't want tension in the pelvis. It's going to constrict that pleasure. So moving your hips, letting yourself just kind of, I like to think of movement like an internal massage for the body, where you're just opening up all those stuck, stagnant parts of yourself and just letting yourself be moved by the energy. You can also use your hands. You can use touch as a part of movement to move it through your entire being and just let it be this full body experience that you're really making an effort to move through your whole being while using the visualization and the breath and the sound. So when you tie all these together, you can be moving this sexual energy through the breath. You're moving it with the vehicle of the breath. You're seeing it move through your body. You're guiding it with your hands and your touch, and you're sounding it out. So you can see how this becomes a much more rich, textured, multidimensional experience than if you're shutting these means of expression down. This is going to open the body to receive so much more pleasure, and it's going to create deeper communication between you and your lover. So I hope that this was helpful for you. Remember again that these are breath, visualization, sound, and movement, and that presence is really the most important piece of all of it. I have another video on presence that you can check out if you want to get more into that. If you liked this video, please hit the like button, subscribe to my channel. I post new videos every week. And I would love for you to comment below what you're most excited to try or what your experience has been with playing with these elements if you've played with them before. I always want to hear how this goes for you, so please comment below. I'd love to hear from you. And for the men out there, my men's course, Multi-Orgasmic Vitality, is starting up again soon, so you can go ahead and find that link below. And I look forward to journeying deeper with all of you. Enjoy expanding your pleasure. I hope you have a very rich and delicious experience, and I will see you all soon. Ciao.